Can you get me some ice, please? I gotta do a live stream here. Let's fill it up a little more. I would really appreciate it. And close my door, please. I don't want to wake up mommy. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, good morning, everybody. A couple minutes till the stock market opens, and as you can see, the market is in a calamitous state. We're down about 2%, and we're in a situation where we'll see if the market does turn into an official IBD correction, but down 2% is not a good start to the morning. Ideally, you'll see a quick turnaround. It's going to be a pretty difficult day around here. Could be a bad day at the office. Gold is up, which obviously can easily reverse, but it's doing pretty good spot there, 1475. Thanks, Ethan. So I see gold the other day had that big reversal day. If you guys remember, gold was popping over here. We kind of had this formation right there. Gold was popping, sold off on some pretty good volume, and then started to kind of languish here a little bit. Then started to get interesting, and then we had a nice big outside day, and hopefully that'll be the start of the next leg up in gold, which, according to my estimation, as you guys know, puts us up here at about the I think it's 151. Yeah, 148 level. So it puts us up at about the 148 level. We'll kind of see how that guy plays out. But 1.96 down for the NASDAQ. Let's look at the NQs. All right, so looks like that's where the won devalued probably. And then just to move lower, volume is pretty heavy for an overnight session. But we'll see if they buy it up now. I was talking in the chat room a little bit ago, talking about a possible large bounce up, and we talked about this last week. I was talking about this day looking a lot like this day. What's up, Rob? Let's talk about this day looking a lot like this day, and you can see right on this green day we actually dropped all the way throughout the day, and ended up closing with an outside day, looking fairly bullish with crazy volume. And then after that, it didn't really do much. We kind of had a double top here. This was actually a lower high. Then we ended up with the last part of this little corrective move that we had. Could do something similar here, where we have a nice move up throughout the day. I would not get short the NASDAQ down 2%. It's not very likely that it continues. More than likely we reverse, or stay stagnant throughout the day. I don't know if we go much lower. We'll have to wait and see. It's not usual, I'll say. So like here's this day. This is actually the next day after that green candle. I remember this day a little bit. We gapped down 1%, ended up going down 4%. And then what ends up happening, NASDAQ rallies the next 3 days back up to where I was referring to over here, that green day. So your first biggish green day, could potentially be a shorting opportunity, and we talked about that last week too. So I think that's maybe what we're faced with here. So a big gap down on a weekend will scare the bejesus out of everybody coming into Monday morning. And then they may reverse it up on us, like similar to one of these 2 days here. And then we'll finally start the larger plunge if we do go into a correction, which is highly possible. I mean, the volume here today. Now, again, this is the futures. This is not the actual NASDAQ, so the volumes are going to be different. But on the futures market here, you can see on the weekend, well, the shortened session from yesterday, we've already traded about half of average volume. And so we only have about another, you know, 250% from the weekend volume, which I think we can do that. And that will put us in a official correction in IBD, and that's probably why we'll bounce the next day. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I don't know what's moving this morning. If anything, market's going to open in 10 seconds. I guess we'll find out. So let's keep a look on the actionable list here as the market opens. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. And we'll see what's what. All right. 2.3% down for the NASDAQ. Looks like they're going to sell it on the open. GLD, Sand, and Tilray. Yeah, anyway. The only thing that looks like it's working. Well, can't gold be up 6%? Make that happen. That'd be good. So 2.33% for the NASDAQ. Like I said, we'll see how it plays out this morning. But I don't think there's many moves to take here today unless you still have stock positions, which I hope you do not. I hope you got stopped out of all of them on Friday. Even MJ's actually not. I was looking at MJ on Friday for a buy. If you look at MJ as the market, turns to crap on us, as you look at MJ on the weekly here, it's really down at some crazy low levels. There's not a lot of price action down here. Now, don't get me wrong, 28 down to 21.5, 23 it looks like. That's a pretty big move. That's about a 20% move, give or take, for about 21, 22% here for MJ. That's a big move, but if you think bigger picture, you've got, 40+%. If we can, break out of this menagerie. So it looks like the marijuana sector is one that has been beaten down for a significant period of time. Actually, ever since we had these highs over here in October of last year, this has been a very choppy market. So there's a decent possibility that if you want a long-term hold of this thing, that these, at least for MJ, for this particular ETF, this appears to be a nice level. Somewhere down here, from here on down, you can probably start, maybe layering into this. Probably not right now, but I think you get the general picture. You don't want to forget about up-and-coming sectors. And the marijuana sector is going to be an up-and-coming sector. Probably after this next election cycle, maybe that's when we'll start to see some turnarounds as you see a few more states legalize and recreation get legalized and stuff like that. We'll see. NASDAQ 2.4%. See what our buddy GLD is doing. Is it responding inverse in kind? We'll see. Although gaps on gold usually don't work out very well. This one did. This one's worked out. These two little gaps worked out. That one worked out. So maybe we'll see this one work. And ideally, a move up, I think, would be fantastic. These are my two break-even moves for my trades earlier that I'd already closed. So you'd already be above one of them. I think that was the one that I initially took. I haven't readjusted for my current position in gold, but I think it's a little bit. I think it's at 139. I think is my break-even point. I'd have to go back and look. I got to switch to my stocks profile. Not sure if you guys are a massive Chrome tab user like I am. I always have dozens of tabs open. Usually can cause bad performance on the machine, as well as just headaches trying to navigate. But I found this really cool application here. I'll show it to you guys if you guys want to look it up. It's a really cool application. It's a Chrome extension is what it is. Workona. What you get to do is you can sort all of you can basically have tabs. So I've got a stocks tab that's open right now. I've got my Power Hour tab for when I do the Power Hour. Those are my pages for the website. I've got View for my development with my View application. Got a bunch of them here. Most of them I don't use every day, but trading, this is my one for stocks. Or I'm sorry, it's my one for crypto. And this is my one for stocks. So see, it changes all my tabs up here. It's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. And then you can go ahead and you can drag a tab around in case it's in the wrong spot. It's pretty fun. It has some other things to it, but it saves your memory and keeps your tabs reasonable. Anyway, figured I'd mention that one to you guys since I'm talking about it for some reason. All right, let's go to stocks. Yeah, so I've got a 19. .25%. We're just sitting down here. We're not really moving much lower. Like I said, 2% down pretty far for the NASDAQ. That's already a bad day. So to start out that way likely means we're probably going to rise a little bit. If not today, then the next day. But starting out down here, it's a long. These days are long. They don't seem long by the end of the day, but when you're watching intraday, they're friggin' long. They're really long. GLD 130. I got the 135 call. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure where my break even. It looks like it is around 139 or something like that. Robbie, get out of your TQQQ position on Friday if I remember correctly, so good job on that one, brother. I did as well. Always good to take profits when the market looks, especially in the TQQQs, because, I mean, I was up like 27%, and these things reverse very quickly. I think I was able to get out like around 21%, something like that. I got it at the beginning of Friday. So that's down 10%. Yeah, so it was probably about 19%, something like that. But yeah, so these profits can evaporate on you very quickly. So it is a good idea to take profits. And that now we just, we're probably going to end up, yeah, they disappear fast. But hey, I mean, for a pretty safe trade, you got to argue, 20%. Dude, you can't argue with that result. Even if you were up 27%, you got to give the market a little bit of wiggle room. I mean, we could have arguably tried to front run it a little bit and close the day on that big reversal day. I wasn't live for that, but I was actually thinking when we had this first large reversal day here, I was thinking to myself, hey, you know what? On the next big pop, I'm going to try to get out. And then this day came around, and the volume was excellent. I mean, everything looked good for just a nice reversal. So it makes you, I don't know, maybe Trump's manipulated by Wall Street or Wall Street's manipulated by Trump. I don't know. But then he all he did was send a tweet out. It's not like it was so strange. It was looking very good, and then a tweet went out. So did they run it up because they knew that Trump was going to put a tweet out? I mean, that's possible. Does Trump plan these things? It's possible, So maybe there's just a little bit of manipulation in there. But it looked like it was reversing very nicely, like they didn't. So here we had the stuff about here the Fed announced, and I'm trying to remember my timeline exactly, but anyway, so the Fed announced, and then it looks like they reversed and really weren't going to care about the Fed too much, and then they announced China, and then it dumped. And I don't know. It's just really weird that it rose so fast before the tweet. I wonder if that was timed. I don't know. You never get to know these things, but it happened. It happened so fast. But again, I wasn't there in real time, so I had to dump mine the next day, and it was already all the way down here. So, is what it is. But yeah, I was thinking about if we continue with the same similar languishing market action on the next pop, I'm going to ditch it. And that was the pop. I just didn't think it was going to reverse. I thought we were actually going to reverse this, not this be a bull trap move, which it ended up being a bull trap move. So, you never do know. Never do know. But anyway, yeah, you got to take those profits. Even if we reverse higher, I'm not mad, man. I didn't get out with quite double my account from the lows, but I'm within like 90 something percent. I haven't done the math. All right, so GLD, kind of living in its little world here. Hopefully this can keep going. Other than that, guys, there's really not a whole lot to do here today. If you want to day trade market bounces, you're going to have to look at whatever your instrument is. If you want to do futures and do the NQ, you can potentially look for a reversal here. I would probably wait until we break the opening range of the market, which is probably going to be up here at the 75.40 level. That would be your opening range breakout. You can see we're already reversing a little bit higher today. Well, not reversing higher, but getting a little bit of support, I should say. Man, daily looks brutal. Let's look at the weekly for a second. We don't have the weekly up here too often on the NASDAQ. Now, again, these are futures, a little bit different from just traditional indexes and stocks. So, we had are these all distribution days here? Stalling day. Not sure what these arrows infer. Oh, I think these were, this is weekly, so this is going to be a little weird, yeah. So that was our follow-through day we got in there. Our day we got in was here on this leg. Distribution at the top, distribution at the top, rounding over, a little bit of rounding over at the top. We mentioned that the past couple of weeks is actually. Rounding over at the top, taking a broader picture perspective. What's it look like? I don't know if it's quite the same, but it looks a little like this is the 40s, and this is the 60s, and this is the 80s and 90s, and this is the 2000s. Looks like a generational chart of the Dow Jones is kind of what it looks like to me. Kind of interesting. All right, 2.37, not getting too much of a bounce. Maybe we'll take another leg lower or two. Like I said, if you do want to go long this thing, I would wait until an opening range is broken. I don't think this is a place to play hero, unless you're going to do some day trading and you have something built around that. But you can see that they're just pushing that lower. The price action on this, they pushed it all the way down there. Let me look at time in sales just for fun. Size is 1, 1, 3. Size is 1. That's funny. These are futures after all. These are futures. So just one future is an insane amount of leverage. That's your high frequency trading effect right there, splitting your trades up into single trades. Probably. Yeah, I'm just staring there at that size. At that size column. Oh, there's 3, 2, and 3. I'd like to see some 10s and 50s. You know what? If you guys, I don't know, I haven't thought about this before. There's a super cool thing, and I forget the name of it. Let me see if I can find it. It's really one of the most entertaining things you'll ever listen to. The guy that does it is it's like a futures radio, and he calls out the futures calls. There's a very let's see if there's a YouTube video. Futures radio show. I'm not sure if this is the exact one, but it may be. And, podcasts are everywhere these days. Oh, there we go. We just had another drop in the market, 2.65%. And we're going, where's it going? It's leaving. It's leaving the chart. 2.7%. No bounce at all. No bounce at all. Yeah, Rob, maybe there's a little room for adjustment there to get out like 50%, when the market really looks like it starts to turn. But we weren't really in an uptrend under pressure at that stage of the game, so I wasn't super concerned about it. Um, it's a trading is, at least for me, it's a very long term thing. I don't really view these things with short term glasses, and so I don't mind giving up 5 or 10% profit if it can keep me in the market for 2 or 3 more market cycles longer term. You know what I mean? By having a little bit more patience. Now, I was up like, I think it was 27+%, may have been 29. I don't remember the exact numbers. We were up really good, and then but yeah, I don't want to let too much of those gains go, and there's a nice balance there, and that was the best I think I could do in the moment. If I saw that massive dump come in the other day, I would have bailed. I would have bailed because that was kind of a plan that I had anyways. If I could try to, yeah. So, all right, we'll give it a time in sales. Yeah. So, I mean, look at that dump. So this is what I was saying a little bit earlier. I'm like, we were like, the volume was pretty good. We had good volume on the way up. There's nothing wrong here. We kept going. We look at that, yeah, nice bull flag, and then just a major dump right at the tip of the bull flag. That's what I'm saying. I don't. Uh, Maybe, like I said, Trump was manipulating the market, or someone was manipulating Trump. Like, oh, wait to send that tweet out. And he goes, okay, I'll wait to send the tweet out. And then maybe it's not Trump. Maybe it's one of his aides or something that's talking to his Wall Street guys. And then the Wall Street guys give him the thumbs up. And then, okay, Trump, let's send that tweet out. Okay, I'll send the tweet out. And then he sends the tweet out. Maybe Trump knows nothing about it, but someone's manipulating something for that type of a setup for them to get all the liquidity, all the bulls in the market right there. Look at the volume just dry up to nothing. Volume just dries up, and then kaboom! Just market manipulation at its best, right? There's no reason for this to rally unless everyone was literally caught off guard and Trump didn't tell anybody about the tweet. I don't know how the tweets are managed, if they're managed. But regardless, if I would have saw a dump like this, I would have been ditching this, and I would have got out, much higher in the candle. That's just too much to not be significant. If I'm sitting here with you guys and I see that, I'm like, oh shit, and I'm clicking. I'm just, I may have had, well, I don't know if I wouldn't have had the order on tap. I probably would have had a log back into my account, but regardless, you do want to give the market some space to maneuver. I really wasn't. I mean, this sucked. Don't get me wrong, and this was a ton of volume too. But, yeah, I don't know. But definitely, when I was looking for the pop, I definitely would have got it on the second iteration of the selling. But this was a lot of selling too. I don't remember looking intraday here because we don't do intraday futures very often here. You can see there is a lot of volume right there. Oh yeah, I did see this. And then, yeah, there's a massive volume candle right there that kind of pointed to a possible reversal, and then we never made a new low again. So, it could have been a one-time event, but then after this distribution, it definitely was not. I wonder how much of Trump's wealth is in the market. I don't know. Insider trading is not illegal. I'm pretty sure it's not illegal for the president, like it's not illegal for members of Congress. So, I don't know. I really have no idea. He's really a real estate guy. I don't really view him as a trader. Maybe he just takes insider tips. Who knows? But like I said earlier, maybe it's not Trump directly. Maybe it's someone on Wall Street talking in the ear of someone that has Trump's ear. Like I said, maybe there's some stuff going on where they told Trump to send the tweet now, and he sends the tweet almost right in the middle of the day. Pretty funny. Pretty funny how that works out. You'll never know the truth, ever. I just think it's way too. I mean, this is just a beautiful little setup right here. Well, to be Trump conspiracy. Yeah, you know what? This isn't an anti-Trump thing, to be quite frank with you. It's not at all. And I am not a Trump fan. Um, but I'm not a historical Trump basher either. I don't curse at him and stuff like that. And I've actually said a few nice things about him in our chat room over there. Um, I think two. I think I said two nice things. But the point remains. I mean, look at this setup, and then it just dumps right in the most opportune part of the pattern. Um, if it, I would say nothing about that if it didn't come at the perfect part, right about the end of when people get back from lunch, and then just massive volume dumping it. So, but again, it could just be people caught off guard, and it's just happenstance. It's just oh, it just happened that way. It's fully possible, fully possible. But if I were to manipulate a market, this looks pretty good. All right, let's get some more people long. Get some more people long. I'll sell a bunch of futures here, and I'll dump the shit out of it right there. And then, maybe, like I said, maybe through an aide, and the aide calls Wall Street, and goes, "Hey Bob, in J.P. Morgan, hey, Trump's going to send out this crazy tweet about China." He goes, "Hey, can you get him to hold that for till tomorrow?" And he goes, "Okay, yeah, I'll see if we can do that." And then goes, "Hey Trump, I think we should send that tweet out tomorrow." So I was like, "Okay," you know, maybe he's that amicable. I don't know. I have no idea. And, maybe he's like, okay, whatever. And then, hey Trump, remember that tweet? Yeah, you want to go ahead and send that out now? Like I said, it's not even necessarily Trump knows about it. Could be an aide doing it, but likely Trump will get his pockets lined by some of that cash. But anyway, market down 2.75%, gold up 1.6%. Not doing too bad here. Now again, I mentioned earlier 2% is pretty deep for the market. 2.7 is deeper for the market. We are due a bounce at some stage. I don't know when that's going to happen. We talked a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if anyone saw that or not, but for the past couple of days, we've been actually looking at this type of market to kind of guide us maybe for what's going to happen over here. And even over here in the previous bear market, we had a couple of nice ripping rallies throughout the bear. Yeah, that's, you think he's more disciplined than that? Oh, that's just so. The only thing I'm saying is maybe these tweets are actually structured in some fashion. Maybe he does talk it over with an aide or something like that, or someone in his cabinet or whatever. And they're actually structured. And they say, okay, we'll send the tweet out Thursday sometime. Oh, the news is happening. I should send a tweet out. Anyway, so we do have these rip-roaring rallies in the market, and each of these is a good opportunity to short. And you can see it over here too. We only had one kind of really good rip and rally in this particular one right there. So if we do get a nice rally and we get these big days, these big down days like this, these are good opportunities to look for those rallies. So you can see over here we had a huge, I think it was like a 4 or 5% day if I'm not mistaken. It just looked like the world was opening. 5.39% on the NASDAQ. This one just looked like the earth opened up right there. And then what do we end up with? We end up with a rally that takes us almost all the way back through it. So, all right, Paul, I don't want to get into a political debate over this, to be honest with you. That really wasn't my intention. Like I said, take it at face value. Put your partisan cap aside. I'm simply saying this was Trump's tweet. At the perfect spot in a bull flag. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying that's what happened. Okay, chill. I hate that shit. Oh, and by the way, if you do want to go politics under Obama's watch, the market did go up from 1530 up into 5,000. So anyway, but he's not. Regardless, I'm just talking trading tactics here. Yeah, it did do amazing. And to be honest with you, maybe Obama was insider trading too. Like I said earlier, it's not illegal. They all do it. I won't say all of them, but I would say a good majority of politicians probably do insider trade. And I can imagine a scenario where Obama's healthcare thing, maybe he did get long some stocks. Maybe he got, I don't know if they did good or bad under when Obamacare came out. I can't remember. Maybe he went, I don't know, maybe he went short United Healthcare when they announced the ACA. I really have no idea. But it's not illegal. It's not. I mean, you've heard stories. You've definitely heard stories about politicians making money on big pharma moves. There have been plenty of stories. So saying a politician is timing things appropriately probably is not a stretch of the imagination. Trump or Obama, I really don't care. I really don't care. And then 2008, huh? It should be illegal for politicians to do insider trading. It's the worst kind of insider trading in my opinion. I mean, the Wall Street stuff happens all the time. That's kind of normalized, but yeah, I'm not, if this was manipulation, it should be illegal. Flat out. Later, Rob. Take it easy, buddy. Yeah, to be honest with you, the SEC whole insider trading law is such a joke. It happens all the time. The like 6 people a year they catch for insider trading. You think it happens 6 times a year, or those are just the stupidest 6 people that actually do it? It happens all the time. We see Newsfront run. We see it everywhere. That's what I'm saying. Maybe this is all insider trading right here, just from the political side, not from the thing. Because what caused this is a tweet. So it's possible. And that's not even a Trump bash, to be honest with you. If you view that as a Trump bash, um, I think you're completely missing my point. All right, let's take a look around. And I actually do have to go a little bit early today. Today is the kids' first day of school, so I'll be leaving in about out of here in about 15 minutes. So just a little bit early. 2.5% for the Nasdaq. All right, a little bit of reversal finally. Volume isn't extraordinarily heavy. Have to see if it can stabilize here. Like I said, I kind of think your best bet for a long is probably right there. Maybe on a break of this trend line, but I really want to see better volume. I don't know if this is. Looks like it's break. This is a 5-minute chart. This is a very, very small trend, so I wouldn't take this on balance. But if we're going to reverse higher here, just to chop the market around, which is welcome to trading, you probably do have a fairly tight stop loss. Yeah, about 0.5% if you give it a little bit lower. But I would like to see some type of increasing volume on the way up here. So far, I don't have it. Although we're about halfway through this chart, or no, minute and a half left in this 5-minute candle. So yeah, we could have some elevated volume here, but I would like to see a little bit of conviction for the reversal. We are trying to break this little low right there. You can see we're struggling at this trend line too. But at least for me, the market trend, well, we'll see at the end of the day, but really the market trend could be shifting back into correction mode. If we do shift into correction mode, you should be looking to short any pop in the market. If you want to intraday trade, go long down here, do a day trade. That's up to you. But I mean, I would really love to get a nice leg down, and I usually don't short the markets, but I may try it this time. You never know. I may actually give it a go. Um, we've tried 3 times now at this whole trade war thing, and all 3 times the market's gone into a correction. So I can't say it's going to be a whole lot different because it seems like China's digging in their heels, the U.S. is digging in their heels. So the tariffs may eventually start showing up in the earnings and economic reports, which is probably why you're seeing, excuse me, which is why you're seeing the sell-off here on the news that it's likely that the trade talks are going to kind of fall apart a little bit at least. China devalues their currency. U.S. continues to raise tariffs. All right, so this bar is about to close, and it did close. Volume's in line. Nothing crazy. You may have a short-term high right there on this trend line. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, so if we do go into a situation, with China that is longer, from we did research a while back, a few weeks ago. I don't remember if anybody was here from then. If you could speak up, that'd be great. I think it ended up being pretty bad from a stock performance perspective. Now, we did already have, a very deep bear market right there. One of the shorter and deeper bear markets in history. Hi, James. You okay? Did you step on something? You into your teeth? Look at you. You're up early, Bugs. How you feel? Awake? Is that the outfit you chose? It's a very good one. Here. It's a very good outfit. Watch where you're going. Okay, can you wait? Can you wait a few minutes and I will? Okay. All right, forgot what I was talking about. Completely forgot what I was talking about. All right, GLD looks like it's going on the offensive. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about the NASDAQ and trade wars. Yeah, I was going to take a quick look at how deep that first NASDAQ correction was, because that was a really deep correction. Super deep correction. It's like 25%. Yeah. Right there, 24.8% on the NASDAQ. That's a very, very deep correction. And then for it to V up out of that, usually V bottoms are bad. And then, maybe we'll go into a longer bear market. We'll have to see. But in terms of the shortest and deepest bear markets in history, I think it's 37%. It lasted like 3 months. So this is one of those that goes in that category, probably the 4th or 5th deepest bear market in the shortest period of time. And most of those were in the 60s, where they bounced back pretty quick, and this one did too. And then going into another correction here, and then probably into another correction here. I don't know. I'll have to do some historical research, and I actually don't have time. I'm super busy today. Super, super busy. So, good morning, Alan. Thanks for joining. I'm actually going to go. Sorry about that. Today's my kids' first day of school, and I'm going to go make sure they got everything they need to be successful and take some cool pictures of the kiddos. Oh, it's going to be great. Such a good day today. And they're gone out of my house all day. Woohoo! So it's good on pretty much every front. Happy from a dad perspective, happy from a working perspective. NASDAQ down 2.67%. Looks like we did reverse back again a little bit. Oh, I don't think the market's interesting here, Russ. I think when we start bouncing, the market's going to get interesting, whether that happens today, tomorrow, the next day. But whenever we get that bounce, I may be looking to put on that short position in the market. We'll see. We'll see. So far, my instincts on that have been correct, so I may give it a go and add a little bit of, add like one leg of shorting to my repertoire. I'm probably not going to get super greedy on the shorting side, but I think I'll give it a go. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Have a good one. I will see you tomorrow. If the market reverses up, I don't know if we're going to go back into, unless you get a really good tweet. If you get a really good tweet like, oh, negotiations are going great, blah, 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 the market will probably reverse higher and quickly. So other than that, the trend's going to remain, in my opinion. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Have a good one.